When guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. We've heard this before here in America. When? In the 18th century. Hey folks, I'm Mark Smith, host of the Four Boxes Diner, constitutional attorney, member of the United States Supreme Court Bar, and a proud American gun owner. If you haven't subscribed to the Four Boxes Diner, please do so. Hit that subscribe button and show the anti-gunners that we mean business. Today, I want to talk about a famous saying and where it came from. The slogan which we've all seen, when guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. Well, that statement is not something the NRA or some gun lobbyist made up. No, we can trace this truth all the way back to the 1700s, to a brilliant Italian intellectual named Cesare Beccaria. This is the man whose writings are founding fathers, the founders of this country, and the writers of the Constitution, men like John Adams and Thomas Jefferson read, thought about, and relied on when they drafted the Second Amendment and the rest of the Constitution. We all in the Second Amendment community get arguments about if we just banned guns, we'd be so much safer. Or if we just banned AR-15s, we'd be safer. Or if we banned handguns, we'd be safer. Now, we have often said things like, when guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns, which of course is true. But I would like you to take this argument to the next level, to show, to one up, if you will, any anti-gunner that makes this argument. And I'm going to help you right here, right now, to one up even the smartest, most intellectual, academically credentialed scholars out there who don't like guns. I'm going to show you how to beat them at their own game. I want you to quote and cite to the man Cesare Beccaria, whose hit book in the 18th century was such a worldwide success that all of America's founders were familiar with him, they read about him, they wrote about him, and they did so before they wrote the Constitution and the Second Amendment. And our founding fathers were inspired by the writings of Cesare Beccaria. And here is why I really want you to understand why guys like John Adams, Benjamin Rush, Thomas Jefferson, John Hancock, Josiah Quincy Jr., and all these other critically important founding fathers of our great country relied upon and respected the intellectual musings of Cesare Beccaria, especially when it came to this notion of banning firearms. Here is the most famous quote of Cesare Beccaria. I'm going to put it on the screen. It's from a book he wrote, and the title of the book was On Crimes and Punishment. Here is what he said. False is the idea of utility that sacrifices 1,000 real advantages for one imaginary or trifling inconvenience. That would take fire from men because it burns, and water because one may drown in it. That has no remedy for evils except destruction. The laws that forbid the carrying of arms are laws of such a nature. They disarm those only who are neither inclined nor determined to commit crimes. Can it be supposed that those who have the courage to violate the most sacred laws of humanity, the most important of the code, will respect the less important and arbitrary laws, which can be violated with ease and impunity, and which, if strictly obeyed, would put an end to personal liberty, so dear to men, so dear to the enlightened legislator, and subject innocent persons to all the vexations that the guilty alone ought to suffer. Such laws make things worse for the assaulted and better for the assailants. They serve rather to encourage than to prevent homicides, for an unarmed man may be attacked with greater confidence than an armed man. That was Cesare Beccaria in the late 1700s talking about the frivolity, the stupidity of trying to ban arms, because the only people that will follow those laws are the law-abiding that you don't have to worry about anyway. The people that will ignore gun bans are the criminals who will then prey upon the unarmed, innocent people that follow the laws. That was Cesare Beccaria before the Second Amendment was written, before our country was founded, It was the man from Italy who wrote these words that was translated into English, that men like William Blackstone, who is really one of the key players in laying out the English rights of the rights of the Englishman, including the right to bear arms for Englishmen, that we adopted in part here in the United States. All these great these 18th century Enlightenment philosophers and authors of the Declaration of Independence, of the Constitution, and of the Second Amendment were influenced by Cesare Beccaria's writings, this one particular book, and that passage that I just read to you. So the next time you have a debate about when guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns, you tell that person, this is not made up by the NRA or any bumper sticker in the 20th century. No, it was made up by an intellectual in the 18th century named Cesare Beccaria and served in part as a foundational brick, a foundational base of the American Constitution and the Second Amendment. Okay, so I hope you learned something here at the Four Boxes Diner. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you again here at the Four Boxes Diner.
Orders up. Table 2A.